Hey everyone, I'm joined here with Alana Davis, a women's basketball player. She played at Memphis. We've known each other several years. Social media, I'm telling y'all, power of social media and relationships. Dope woman. She's teaching now. She got some things going on the side. She's done podcasting as well, broadcast journalism major as well. So thank you so much for coming on the show, College Playground. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. I'm honored.
Thank you. What's been going on in life lately?
Life is life. I will say, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm dibbling and dabbling, and here and there. It's just a lot going on.
Yeah, man, life been life. And I was actually just sitting here not too long ago thinking like, dang, this was a pretty, I guess, quote unquote, dry summer for me. Like I wasn't like outside like everybody else, but on the hindsight, it's just like it's cool. I had some time to myself and focus on work and things like that. But you've been busy too. You've been teaching second graders.
Yes, teaching second grade, something that I never thought I'd do. But my mom, she's a teacher, and so she's been teaching for 33 years.
Oh wow. Yeah.
And
Mom's
so
education too.
your mom's a teacher?
She taught for like 16 Spanish for 16 years, but
That's
you can
crazy.
hire as assistant superintendent, like she went from principal and all that. But yeah, education.
Oh, yeah. But like had you told me 2 years ago that I'd be somewhere teaching, I would not have believed you. It's just not something that I saw in my future. But just because like this is right now, I don't think this is something that I'm gonna do, for 10 plus years. I don't think I'll end up doing it that long. But like for right now, it's really cool. I enjoy the experience, being able to see the children grow. And like that's one of the greatest things about teaching, like being able to see the impact that you can make on those little minds, because you're very impactful.
Yeah. So how long have you been doing it so far?
So this is my second year. So I
Okay.
started last
Oh
August. Yeah.
wow, I did not know that. I don't
Mhm.
know how that went over here. So are you teaching with your mom or like at her school or
Yes, we
oh,
actually
that's
work at the same school. She's a computer teacher, and she's the reason why I was able to get on as quickly as I did. Because last summer I was actually working with the Board of Elections and doing like polling and stuff like that, with the poll machines, things
awesome.
like that. And then I was just like, you know what? I think I'm gonna just go ahead and be a teacher, like it'll be a stable income, this, that, and the third. So I literally called, like, I put my application in on like a Tuesday, and on Thursday I got an interview and I was hired on Friday.
Oh, look at you. Look at
Yeah,
God.
it was like such a quick turnaround. I was just like, okay, like maybe this is what I'm supposed to do then, like, for right now.
You say you keep emphasizing the right now for
Because I
this season, God. This is what I'm about to be doing for this season.
honestly though, and I think that's why God like put me here, because he wanted me to experience different things and show like what I could actually do and like encounter. Like just because this is where I'm at right now doesn't mean that what I really want to do won't eventually come.
Yeah, I know that blessings there. And let's back up a little bit because I know teaching is you're still in grad school, right?
Yes, I am. I am in
So
grad.
we're gonna get back to that too. Teaching, grad school, but let's go back to basketball and let's kind of like start from the beginning and how you got to where you are now. So what sparked your interest in basketball? When did you pick up the ball and start dribbling?
Okay, so I tell this story all the time because that's one of the first questions that people ask me when they ask why did I start playing basketball. So there's no real reason like why I started playing. When I was younger, me and my cousins, we played everything. We played basketball, we were cheerleaders, we did softball, we bowled, like we did everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so we stuck with the bowling and we stuck with the basketball. And I will say when I first started, I was not good at all.
Same,
I was not
same.
good at basketball at all. And it's so funny, like it's so funny and like very interesting to look back on like how far I came and I've come, because I had no basketball sense. And I tell people all the time that I like everything that I have, like I had to work for that. Like nothing was given to me. Like I was never handed this gift on a silver platter, if you will. Like I had to work for everything that I got. And so like I think I started getting good maybe when I was like 11 or 12.
That's
Like
exactly,
I guess
yeah. Middle school. I think
literally, yeah,
it was seventh grade for me when I started getting good.
yeah. It's like it was like a light bulb in my head. It was like, oh, you know what? I might actually want to pursue this on like another level. Like I could actually be really good at this. And so I started playing travel basketball like consistently on a consistent team. And I just started training like nonstop. Like I was playing basketball year round. Like I just didn't stop. Like that's just what I was doing. And
Mhm.
so I just wanted to, not only make myself proud, but make the people around me proud. And especially my mom, because she invested so much time and so much money into, my craft and into me. And so I just wanted to make her proud and, like, and go to school for free.
That part, I would, yeah. Part of me, like, okay, for me, I played basketball and track, and I really love basketball. Like, I remember I was still in Illinois. I went to Warren Township High School in Illinois for a little while, and then for all of middle school, sixth grade through 10th grade. But we ended up moving to Gary, Indiana, which is like 30 minutes from Chicago, for my mom's job because she was working on the north side of Illinois, but she ended up transferring to the south side of Illinois, which is like right on the border of Indiana. So it just made more sense. So I ended up going to Maryville, and when I got there, I don't know. I was trying to explain to my mom. She's like, "Oh, you get on the team, you fit in." But with basketball, once people had a set like starter, they set squad. For a new person to just try to walk in, even if I try to make the team, it just like it's not the same versus me playing on a team where we just won our conference and I was a starter. It didn't work out, so I kind of dropped it and focused on track. I think I wish, looking back, I wish I would have went a little bit harder in both to get
Mhm.
that scholarship. Like you said, having that scholarship definitely makes a difference. So for you, when did you realize, okay, I can go to school for this, I can get a scholarship for this? At what point did that part come into play?
I would probably say my sophomore year of high school is probably when I was like, oh, wait, I'm actually good. Like, I'm
Right.
good, good. Like, and then I think that summer, like the summer going into my sophomore year, is when I started getting offers and they were just kind of like rolling in. And I
Mhm.
was like, oh, wow. And I'm not even going to lie, it was a little overwhelming because I was like, okay, like, this is a good school. This is a good school too. So like you can't go to both of them. You can't go to all three of them. So
Right,
it's just
right.
like, hey, okay. So like I really have to sit down and look at like, like dot all my I's and keep my P's and Q's and stuff like that. And so yeah, I would probably just say my sophomore year is when I was like, yeah, I can go to school for this and I am going to go to school for this.
And what made you say Memphis is where I want to be?
I actually don't even have a real reason why I decided to go to Memphis.
Because you're
I
from
think
what part of Georgia? You're from Georgia, right?
Augusta.
Augusta. Okay.
Yeah, Augusta. So this is like Memphis is about 7.5 hours. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know. I just kind of like went out on a limb. If
Mhm.
honestly, I just kind of just you know what? Like I guess I'm going to Memphis. And I heard like, Derrick Rose and stuff like that. So I was
Yeah.
like Penny Hardaway. I was like, oh now, like, yeah,
Right.
this is real cool to like be in the city of music, if you will.
Right. Right. So what was that like? Was it hard adjusting when you got there? Was it,
Um,
did you feel like you fit in? Like, what was
on the
that?
basketball aspect or like just period?
Both, like on basketball, but then also being, like you said, in Memphis, where you got the music, the culture.
Okay, so Memphis as a city outside of the basketball was amazing. It's one of those places that I feel like everybody should get a chance to experience, even if you don't live there. I think you should just like make plans to go there, visit there, because it's super cool. Like it's so many things that you get to experience, like Bill Street and the I can't even think of the name of it right now. The Pyramid, Bass Pro Shop, which is
Hmm.
super cool. And like just the city in general is just like really cool. You have your areas that's, your bad areas. But I just kind of looked at it like, there's crime everywhere. There's bad everywhere. But if you stay in your parts and mind your own business, then you know that energy, that bad energy and negativity, it will not affect you. But as far as basketball, okay, when I got there, I had just came off of an injury. So my senior year, I hurt my knee playing in in the Final Four game. And so I had been out for like 2, 3 months. So I graduated on like May 17th, something like May around that time. And then I had to be in Memphis the very next day. And I had not been playing at all because I was restricted, wasn't cleared to play. So when I got to Memphis, I think I started practicing maybe a week later. And that was the most trying time of my life. Like honestly, I wanted to quit. It was just
Really?
so much, like the conditioning, the just being able to keep up with that pace and not, like when you're in high school, you're a senior, you're on top. You're on top of everybody. And then you get to college and you're the baby again.
Right.
And so it's just like, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, how am I going to stand out enough to, play, get the attention of my coach and show her that I should be playing? And so like that was one of the things that I had to, adjust to, not being that leading scorer like I was coming out of high school, because when you get to that Division 1 level, that Division 2, like just to the collegiate level in general, everybody's good.
Right.
So, I just had to find a different way to like make myself stand out. And so, yeah, that's probably what I would say. Like,
So what made you like stick it out? And like, what was the biggest challenge in terms of like going through the course of your 4 years? Did it get better for you to the point to where you're like, all right, now I got my confidence back? Or I don't want to say you lost your confidence, but was it like to where you finally got comfortable and you in your zone again, and now you feeling like you in your prime like you were in high school?
I think my love for the game is what really helped me to keep going, and then I didn't want to come home and be like, yeah, mama, I quit. Like, because I'm
Right.
no quitter. I'm no quitter. Like, I never have been, never will be. And I think, I don't know if I would say it got better per se, but I did become like one of those go-to players that was going to like get you some points. Like if I touched the ball, I was going to score. And so I used that to like, I guess, push my will to want to play. And so I was there 5 years. So I stayed an extra year due to COVID. And so I will say my 5th year was probably my best year there, like just mentally, physically. Like we ended up getting a whole new coaching staff, and the way they bought into me and they didn't even know me, it's just, I don't know. It's something that I'll never forget. And I'm indebted to them because of that. Because for you to just basically go out on a limb and trust somebody else that they never played for you. You probably like I had never even heard of them before. And so for them to, like trust me like that and take a chance on me is something that I'm forever grateful for. And I will say that's probably why it's my best year, my favorite year, and the year that I'm most thankful for. Like that was a tough time. And so they were able to pull me out of that dark place, and like it really transformed me in a year.
So what was it like going through COVID? Because I know you said you took a 5th year because of COVID. What
Mhm.
was that like? And yeah, what was that like for you?
2020 was a very interesting year, I will say. We had just gotten back from um conference tournament. So conference tournament was like in March. So we had just gotten back from that beginning of March, like March
So this
3rd
is
through
what year for
the
you? Like what year was?
this is 2020, my junior year.
Okay.
My junior year. So we had just gotten back from the conference tournament, and spring break, we had spring break like directly after conference tournament. So we were going home, and then because we'd had the conversations about COVID and stuff, it had been in the news, social media, but nobody thought what was coming would happen.
Right.
And so we went home for spring break. Everybody did what they did. And they was like, okay, so we're gonna go back online. We're like, well, we're gonna go online. And we're like, okay, cool. Like they said we're gonna be out of school for a week, 2 weeks max. So everybody's like, okay, cool. Like we don't like nobody wants to be on campus anyway. We don't want to be in classes. Next thing we know, those 2 weeks turned into 5 months,
Oh,
six
wow.
months. Yeah, like it actually might have been longer than that because we didn't go back to school until September.
Mm.
Yeah, September, October, something like that. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like it was just so crazy to me.
Did y'all
Like,
still have like the turnout when you went back?
no, we didn't. We
Mm.
didn't. And then cause at that point, even on campus, it was people because it was you could decide whether you wanted to be online and in class or in
Mm.
class, but
Right.
most classes were hybrid anyway. They had changed it just because like it was so many people getting sick and they just weren't trying to risk that. Like people
Right.
some died. And so I guess yeah, 2020 was crazy.
So were you guys playing like in an empty, pretty much empty arena? Like, what was that like? Just going from playing with people, fans in the stands, to like, dang, you just kind of like practicing it per se. You playing, but
It
it
was
feels like a
yes,
practice. Was did it or
it
did
was
it feel like that?
literally it felt like a practice. And not to mention we had COVID tests every other day and we had to produce a negative test the day of the game. So we were getting it was tests galore. There was nobody who could travel with us unless you were like a part of the staff or the players and managers. And like at one point, if I'm not mistaken, we actually played in a bubble. You know how the NBA players are playing in a
Mhm.
bubble? Like we played in a bubble, like similar to that. Like it was actually insane. Like like this stuff that happened during COVID, yeah, like these are things that are gonna go down in the history books
Right, right.
because like nobody could have ever imagined that that was gonna happen.
Now, l- let me switch gears a little bit. So going off the same topic, you're traveling, you're playing in a bubble. I gotta ask in terms of women's basketball. So we're coming out of COVID. Now we're hitting this phase where when people are starting to pay attention to women's basketball again. We just saw what happened with LSU, the
Mhm.
championship and everything, and the media and the stuff that blew up afterwards. Do you feel like you had that same spotlight on women's basketball when you were playing, or do you think it's heightened in like college women's basketball is being looked at differently now, or did you feel like y'all had that attention when you were playing, and did you play with some of those girls that are still in school now? And
Okay, so I remember I think it was the when Sabrina Ionescu was a senior. I think it was her last year, and they posted the Final Four, the workout rooms, and they compared it to the men's. And I think that right there was when women's basketball started to peak. So I think Sabrina graduated 2 years before me,
Mhm.
and I think women's basketball was getting a little bit of recognition, but I think it has continued to get recognition as the years have gone by. And I'm not mad about it
Mhm.
because I could never be mad about, women's basketball being on top because I feel like we fought for so many years for women to, get that respect that we deserve when we had people like downplaying us like we didn't work hard too.
Right,
This
right.
is I'll never understand. Like people will say, y'all don't get paid enough. Y'all don't get paid because nobody watches women's basketball. Really? Like I'm tired of hearing that excuse.
Mhm.
Because clearly people are watching it.
Right, right.
I just like I'm thankful that it's finally getting that hype that it deserves. But dang, it's about time. It's about
Right,
time. So
right. So what's next for you in terms of women's basketball? I know we chatted for a little bit beforehand. You were talking about weighing your options and going overseas. You considered it before. Are you considering it, in your future? Is that something you want to do, or are you kind of like hanging up your shoes and maybe taking on a different role in the sports world?
if you would have told me 2 years ago that I would not be playing basketball right now, I wouldn't be overseas. I wouldn't believe you because this basketball was my passion. Yeah, I'm not even gonna say was, it's my passion. This is something that I always, dreamt of doing, playing basketball professionally, like that's something that I always thought that I would do.
Mhm.
And so I took the year off, this past year off, and decided, I decided I was teaching, decided to do that. And I was like, you know what, maybe basketball isn't for me. And so then this was like maybe a few weeks ago, maybe to a month ago. And I woke up one day and I was like, you know what? I'm supposed to play basketball. That's what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to play professionally. I worked too hard for 17, 18 years not to play. And so I was talking to my mentor, and she was like, do it, go do it. And so my goal right now, today is August 29th, 2023. It
Mhm.
is 6:22 p.m. I will be playing professionally in the WNBA in 2025. Mark my words.
Hey, and when you do, I'm wherever you are. I'm gonna come see you.
And
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
put
have them
that in the
tickets right there for you.
atmosphere, and we're gonna claim that because
Mhm.
yeah, we're gonna put that in atmosphere.
Yep.
So
Yep.
now before we getting close to time here, I gotta ask though, when we're talking about basketball being in the zone, what turns you up for a game? Do you have any go-to artists, any go-to songs? What's your top five, or what are you playing when you getting ready to, have that best game before you step on the court?
Oh my gosh, you know what? I don't even have a pregame ritual like
Mhm.
most players do. I just kind of, like I just kind of get up and go. I will say that I do pray though. I pray before every game. God is the reason why I am where I am. And, like without him, I am nothing. And so I pray before
Amen.
every game, pray for both teams that they keeps us safe as we're battling on that court, no injuries, and that I just play my game. Like I'm not
That
worried
part.
about what anybody else is doing, that I play my game because I know that if you put me up against anybody, I'm gonna win. That's just my mindset,
Mhm.
whether I'm the best player or not. That's just my mindset. And so like yeah, I just pray. I pray and I just give it all to God.
Hey, hey, I love it. I'm here for it. I talk to God every morning, so that
Mhm.
having that relationship is the best way to go.
I'm telling you.
What other advice would you give, or what would you tell either one, your younger self when as you were entering college, or somebody who just signed and are about to go to school or in school? Any advice or anything that you would do differently?
I would probably say just stay the course. Like there'll be times where you feel like giving up, where you want to quit, things not going the way you want them to. Stay the course because you know what? It's not about how you start or how it's going right now. It's about how you finish. And there are so many opportunities for you to be great.
Right. Hey, I like that. So many opportunities be great. Well, thank you so much for chatting with me. We're gonna speak this into existence, girl. Like you said, WNBA, you have it. Oh, wait. Speaking of that, you're in school for journalism.
Mhm.
Do you have any plans of doing anything with that in terms of reporting, anchoring, talk show host, or
One of my goals is actually to be a sports commentator. So I plan on working. I am going to work, like we're speaking it into
right,
existence.
there we go.
I am going to work with ESPN one day, hopefully before I turn 26. So that is my goal. And I'm looking forward to that because I'll graduate in December. Actually done with all my classes. Oh, before we run out of time. Yeah, I'm for my internship, I decided to do a little project and I'm doing a student newsletter for this elementary school that I work at. And so that's currently what I'm doing you know, to to finish my internship. But yeah.
Wow, you got big plans, and I'm here for it. Y'all heard it here first. This is the exclusive. She's telling y'all she's gonna be in the WNBA. She's gonna be in broadcasting. Y'all gonna see her on TV. Give her a couple years. She's gonna be on ESPN. And hey,
Mm-hmm.
I'm wishing the best for you. Like I said, we connected a long time ago
Long
as
time ago.
kids. Yeah, as kids, like probably middle school, high school, I think.
Yeah, 11
Somewhere
and
in there. Yeah.
12 years old.
You're 11, 12 years old, right? So we kind of been following each other's journeys, and I'm so happy for you. So I'm just as happy to see where you'll be in the next couple of years. And thank you so much for taking the time to come on. Let
Thank
people know
you.
where they can follow you. You said you had did a podcast before. Let them know where they can check that out, your social media and all that.
Okay, so you can find me on Instagram at _Lady Nicole 1. And you can also find my podcast. It's called Off the Court with Alana and Tyler. It is on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all the other streaming sites that you can find podcasts on there. You should be able to find it as well.
Perfect. Oh wait, I can't remember. Did you give me your 5 artists or your 5 songs?
I did it.
Oh, 'cause I know you said you pray. We talked about praying. What's your top 5?
My top artist.
Artists or songs? You can give me a combination.
I'm gonna do my artist. Summer Walker,
okay.
Demetri McKinney, of course.
Right.
SZA, Janae Aiko, and I need one more. Trying to think. Let's say Rob.
If you have songs, turn up
Broadway.
Broadway. Okay. Cool. Bet. Well, thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you the best.
Thank you.